What are you looking for,
What is
Sandy?
up, everybody? My name is Justin from Party Rental Knowledge, and this is my buddy Adam, the tent guy. This
Hi.
is this is the Party Rental Podcast number 2. We were doing this last year too, but we're gonna just start it new with the numbers this year. Take it serious and try to get my branding down. We're building this community strong this year. We're not messing around. This is the post IAAPA debriefing. So
My first, was this your first IAPA?
this is my first IAAPA too, man.
Okay, this is my first IAPA. I've been to the ARA shows, the party rental shows. For tents, tables, and chairs, and heavy equipment. So IAPA was interesting. It's a lot more than bounce houses. I thought it was just gonna be half a floor of bounce houses. It was way more than bounce houses.
Yeah, there was a bunch of carny stuff there too. It was great. Like I was actually talking to people that actually supply the aprons for carny ventures and all kinds of tents and all kinds of stuff like that too. Like there was all kinds of interesting things there. Lots of games and different
Arcades, water
inflatables.
slides,
The
roller
best thing
coasters.
about my app is you can go there and actually like see the inflatables and how they're made up close before you buy them.
Right. VR was a big thing. If anyone's gonna get into mobile VR,
I literally am so like, guys, this isn't financial advice, but literally, I love VR so much. It's going to be the future. I never even get to put one headset on because I was so busy talking to all the bounce house people and all this community with just everybody coming up. Like, there's so many people that I didn't even get to see too while I was there. It was very much overwhelming. I lost my voice in the third day.
right? So this show, the entire floor was like carpeted, which was really cool because when we went to IAPA or not
Yeah.
IAPA, ARA, it was all concrete, and my back was hurting from being on concrete all day. So that was cool. That that's a lot of money they spent there, carpeting the entire floor.
Yeah, I'm a stagehand too. That's who did it.
Yeah,
The stagehand union. So give the union some love. But
right.
IATSE, anybody doesn't know. But
So
anyway, I got to do so many videos. I did a whole playlist. So if you go to my YouTube channel or if you're seeing this on YouTube, I'm having a whole playlist for IAAPA. I'm editing the videos and just uploading as I go, and I'm just dropping one in each and every group as I go to kind of publicize the playlist. So if you guys are interested in if you didn't get to go to IAAPA or you missed a bunch of stuff at IAAPA or you want like a different view of IAAPA, you can sit down and see what's going on. You can see some of the vendors, a couple of the inflatables I got up inside or I showed views of or stuff like that. Did interviews with lots of owners of the manufacturers themselves. So, yeah.
Right. I didn't do any interviews with any manufacturers really, but I hid. You're not supposed to tape there, so I kind of hid the camera and just walked around the entire floor. Actually, I missed a lot. Like it's way too hard. I tried walking up and down each row, but it's really hard to do, and there's a lot there. I got really interested in FEC, Family Entertainment Centers, whether that's like an arcade with bowling in there or miniature golf or basically anything where people of any age group can go and have fun outside of the house. It's also called, the people in UK call it out of home entertainment. Basically the whole other side of the floor. So I got really into that. And so I started a Facebook group and started trying to get some interviews with people in the FEC world. That Facebook group is called, what did I call it? Oh, I named it, inspired by Justin, FEC Knowledge Sharing. Doesn't have that many people in it yet. It's like half, the bounce house, 10 people, half some FEC people, but I'm going to try to build that up and get a whole bunch of interviews on that. Probably start a second YouTube channel for those interviews. And
those people are always welcome here too, because this is just like a very broad group. But definitely if you want like maybe to like have some more focused knowledge, because people get really rowdy in party rental knowledge sometimes.
right.
And a lot of these Facebook groups, they get rowdy in it. So then having some like the older heads as a search term for that group gets more people in. So it's a nice thing to have. So if you have some FEC knowledge, you know what I mean, go ahead and drop it in there, drop it in the party rental knowledge group, drop it in the chat with us. Some of the projects that I've been working on is this. You text this phone number, right here. You're going to go ahead and get my monthly newsletter. It's free. There's going to be a whole bunch of deals in there, bunch of different information in there from different vendors, links to all their websites with different deals that go on throughout the year. It rotates every month, so there's going to be new deals, new information every single month. The first month was last month during IAAPA. There was a lot of deals in there that nobody really took advantage of because it's such a new thing, and I'm a little upset about that. So there needs to be more people in this newsletter and more people looking at the deals. Like I know people are buying dollies, they could have got $100 off there. If they're buying courses, they could have got $100 off there. It's definitely an asset to the community just because they're having everybody in one place. So sign up for the newsletter. Don't forget about that. I'll leave this ticker up here so you can watch that. But other things that I'm working on for the community, some more videos. I'm trying to get some upgraded videos. The money that I'm taking from the newsletter, I'm going to start doing actual like professional videos, whether it be me in them or other people in them doing like my buddy Liam from Urban Hippo. He does some videos that are all like animated and are awesome. So I want to do the same type of videos, but live action, so you can choose from each. And me and him are in cahoots with all this stuff too. So different types of ads, like a wedding ad doesn't really convert well when it's cartoonish, but you can do a nice wedding ad for different people in the industry. Basically, we're just trying to do more video stuff here, people. On my end, I got a bunch of other stuff that but the newsletter is my biggest project, and just more video and better video for you guys. I would love for it if like next year we go to IAAPA, I actually have a film crew follow me and go there earlier in the mornings and do some interviews with like ones a little bit quieter or bring some better equipment. They had some cool, like I did a couple interviews. They had that microphone right here, like basically like a it was a microphone, but then it was like a speaker like on our chest. It was blasted out so you could hear them. I'm just gonna bring one of those for myself, worst case scenario, so I can give it to them so everybody can hear over like the rustle and bustle of IAAPA.
Yeah, I mean, your phone is really good. You can hear you really well, but the blowers are kind of in the background. I would say just get a Bluetooth mic for two people. One on you and one on that person.
Yeah.
Who's this person saying it was nice to meet you too and other industry folks? Because all I can see is that it says Facebook.
You have to go in a Facebook group and look at it unless they accept that you can see their name.
Okay.
But look at this. They missed IAAPA. Next year you'll be able to find tickets easy for IAAPA. They give them out for free. So right beforehand, you can just ask for it. You'll be able to get some. You can definitely see the Granite Industries. You could have got $100 off their dolly. The Granite Industry definitely has some good stuff though. The Big Herc, they were giving $100 off the newsletter. I don't know who this is. Type your name. Nick from Memphis. Oh yeah,
it's Nick Toombs.
Yeah, it's Nick Toombs. It was definitely nice to meet you, Nick, in person. We got to do the Foam Daddy dinner. I want to do a big thank you for Foam Daddy. There was a picture taken of us at the pizza place. I can't find it, so I haven't posted it yet. And there wasn't really any good pictures. So it's coming though. But like Paul really treated us well, all the Foam Daddy people, to a nice dinner. That's where while everybody was at Andretti's, I went over to a Foam Daddy dinner and got to go. Well, we started off with drinks and then ended with pizza and hors d'oeuvres and good times. I got to 5 times. Like that one dude was like a famous. His name is Neil something. I can't remember it, but he's a Guinness World Record holder. He's got like 5 Guinness World Records. I got to meet him. That was really cool.
For juggling, right?
Yeah, for juggling.
Yeah. Foam Daddy is deeply entrenched into the magic world. And they got a bunch of magicians that join into Foam Daddy during, COVID.
What it is like magicians and like other, like they basically, not only magicians, like your stuff, you could get a foam machine. The same, right. Because you're doing like the Nerf stuff. When you have like a person that does manned events, like rentals and manned events are 2 different things. in the party rental world. So once you start doing demand events, you can do foam machines and stuff like that. But if you're doing rentals, you can do foam rentals, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah, different. I was just saying that's why there was a bunch of magicians there, because they got in during COVID. They started selling a lot to magicians because of manned events, giving some more revenue stream to them because they couldn't go do large schools and large shows anymore. So they were getting in some revenue, actually quite a bit of revenue, by doing at home foam parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that they were doing it or during that, because I know it was tough because Chris Weed is he's a large dude in foam, and he's also a magician too.
Yeah, so Chris Reed or whatever is part of Foam Daddy, and he knew all these magician friends.
Yep.
So he got them all into it. Foam Daddy, I mean, it's cool on there. What's kind of cool best about them is they're just cool people and nice.
Talk about other nice and cool people. We got Eddie Daniels from BCN here.
Bouncy Castle Network.
Him and Ali were like, that was really cool being able to meet them.
Yeah.
From Bouncy Castle Network. I didn't get to spend too much time talking to Eddie. I spent most of my time with I was barely like able to talk to anybody that I really wanted to, man. I was running around like crazy. It was definitely a wild time at IAAPA. I did do a video. I just got done editing your video with AFTAB. So I'm releasing that here soon. You can watch it after this probably.
So I met AFTAB, and I'm thinking, I'm going to need a program soon for the Jelly Ball Nerf War so that people can just book online, build its own website and stuff. So Eddie and AFTAB, talking to you, maybe see what we can do. Literally, it's not like I have a billion items. I have Jelly Ball and Foam Daddy, or not. I'm sorry, Jelly Ball and Nerf Wars.
Now you're gonna have Foam Daddy sooner enough. You already know it, man.
Right.
See, look at that slip up on a brain. It was just foreshadowing. But I guess Eddie's in this time zone now too. He's probably in Florida. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty nice too. Like, I know they're putting another office in Florida so they can better service the U.S. Like, they're definitely coming in hard. They have a very good service. I'm looking into doing some stuff with them too. So a little bit of a drop there, but there's a bunch of stuff going down. New information, better information, more well-rounded information from somebody who uses all the different sites. Jana uses all three software providers, so she's better able to provide for all three people asking about the software. She can actually answer some serious questions, so I want to get to that level as well. Still getting calls for tents. I get calls for tents all the time, but I'm not taking them.
Yeah, same here. I'm just not doing it. It gets cold, and the vinyl gets brittle, and the wind comes and it cracks. Plus, it just sucks. It's just so annoying to put up and down in the cold.
I tell them if they want to buy a new tent, I'll do it.
Right. I sold a tent to some dude in the beginning, a 40 by 60 frame tent. And he called 2 weeks ago for me to take it down, and I didn't want to do it. And I was like, "No, dude, I sold it to you. Like, that's on you." And I just told him, like, I got rid of all my employees, which I did. I don't have very many employees right now, and I just don't want to be taking down a tent with snow all around me. So some other company's gonna go do it. Some other company who like has a bunch of employees through the winter and really needs to make money, so they said yes to it.
Your buddy?
No, someone completely different, kind of near me.
Oh, right. No, I was wondering if it was him or not.
Nah, he wouldn't even bother with that.
I didn't think so. I didn't know. Yeah, I was about to say
that would be too little money for him.
The foam was the first step in, and I bought 2 inflatables with the IAAPA sale. Let's go. Did you use the newsletter at the bottom of the screen, or did you just buy it at IAAPA? And what foam did you buy? Did you buy Greg's, or did you get some Foam Daddy?
Yeah.
I have one up with my trees, and there's an older one, and setting up one tomorrow for 3 hours. Where are you located, though, Clint? You're down south, aren't you? Events down south?
Right. He's got Christmas trees in it right now.
I can't read his thing from here. I think it says Star Point.
Yeah, Christmas tree lot is very interesting.
Yeah, that's
Clint.
interesting. I saw somebody saying they were getting like $50 for Christmas trees up here, but it's like $200 down in Florida.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's less evergreen trees down there, I imagine.
Yeah, I just ship them down then for that much money.
True. Clint, I got a question for you. I'm going to try to start a third, or well, actually, it would be like my 6th, 7th YouTube channel. I'm just trying to get people. I'm trying to do interviews with people who just about any business, like if any business you can think of, how to start a plumbing business, how to start a bicycle repair business, how to start a Christmas tree business. So, Clint, if you'd ever be interested in coming on, just talking about Christmas trees.
It would be a nice a sub channel to watch. I think I would be interested in that.
Yeah, just any business. Like
just
if I just
any type of way you make money, just put it out there.
Right. I met a girl who owns a bead shop. You know how to start a bead shop, kind of.
It's different from like that Reyes guy because it's not like just the same type of businesses over and over again, but different of them. So
yeah.
Cool. Yo, I used to live in Fort Myers, Maine. I used to live on Pine Island. Ryan Price. So you have an OFX because you live in Canada too, so it's probably easier to get their stuff, but it's it's harder for us to get their stuff because they're in Canada. So that's interesting. I know you can really only get those good ones from China. Does it have the hidden legs or does it have the like showable legs? And then 2 inflatables from Easy. Yeah. Easy's got some nice stuff. Did you get the what did you get from Easy? No, I'm curious. I'm definitely looking at like you should look into Eye Candy because Eye Candy's up there with you too, and they got those. You don't have to pay all the custom fees and different stuff like that, but they have that Lego block, wet and dry. Whoo! Or it's not Lego, toy block party, whatever you want to call it. Lego. But no, I'm serious. It's like that. I'm buying some.
Everblock?
No, it's not those. That's a whole nother thing. Don't get me started with that. Like Chris Weed is doing like Everblocks at malls and in different events too. So he's charging them to be able to like how do I explain it? He's charging them to like do like little Lego sculptures and putting them in malls and different events and places like that. And then he's making out of the Everblock, so it's giant sculptures that way. I thought that looked wild. Yeah, he just did like a gingerbread house and Christmas trees and stuff. He bought you bought 2 of those Jurassics, a Jurassic one and a tropical one. Makes sense because you're doing it with the suits. I like that package idea. That's a really good idea. You bring the bounce house with it, and you can set up the bounce house and then let everybody start jumping around the bounce house, and boom.
Then fill the bounce house with foam?
No, you're not allowed to do that yet.
Why?
Yeah, because you have to have the manufacturer. Okay, this is something I want to talk about. So you have to have like I'm not an insurance agent, okay, and I'm not like a tax person or anything like that. So this is just opinion. This isn't specific advice. You should always talk to an insurance agent, yada yada. But seriously, if you can't put a bounce house, like you can't put foam on the end of a water slide and just fill the end of a water slide. Because if somebody slides down the slide and some little kid runs through the foam and the person sliding down doesn't see them and just hits that kid, you're liable. Why? Because the slide was never meant for you to do all that stuff with the foam. Okay. So a lot of the stuff you do in this industry is about intended use. So if you use a dry slide and put water down it, it was never intended to be wet, so you're liable. It can go on and on with this stuff, like the balls at the end of a pool pit. You're never supposed to put balls in the end of a pool pit. So that's not what intended use for, so you can get in trouble for that. Now, when it comes to foam, Leisure sells a foam slide where you can stick the machine in the top and it basically drips foam down the slide, and then so now there's foam on the slide. So you know what I mean? So instead of them trying to be like, oh, can I throw? Anybody asks you, can I throw soap down it? Like, well, you can't do that, but you can do a foam slide. I mean, you have our soap our own soap solution that creates foam and it makes it more slippery, but it's not going to harm the inflatable.
Oh, so wait, the customer's not supposed to put soap on any of these?
No,
Slides?
so they all do it anyways, and it doesn't really wreck the inflatables, but I tell them that it does, and you can't really do anything. You're not telling them you nowhere on my website, and it says you're not supposed to. So they say you're allowed to do that.
Okay.
But if you get a foam, like if you get that Leisure one, Leisure is the only manufacturer doing this. So any manufacturers watching this, I'm coming for you. I've been talking about this. This is something I'm pushing for the industry in general, is because I love foam. I want to be able to have inflatable, like multiple manufacturers to be selling foam inflatables, like not just foam pits. I'm talking about foam slip and slides and foam water slides, and then maybe even a foam bounce house or something. But yeah, no, there's foam bounce house probably not, because you can't really see in there. I would have to see how that would work. But as far as like a foam slide and a foam water, like a foam water slide and a foam slip and slide, it's already been done by Leisure, so the liability's already been taken. So go ahead and start doing it yourself. I need other manufacturers to start doing this because I'm really excited about, like, I think like foam is a huge hit. They're selling like the little foam things in stores and stuff, those little foamos, and that's like a joke. So once they see that, they're like, oh yeah, that's really cool. Then they play with it and they're like, okay, this is dumb. Like, but then you see, oh wait, that machine produces like 100 times that amount. So I'm renting a foam daddy. Oh wait, I can put a foam on a water slide, like foam.
Right.
Yeah, foam. Yeah, so they make wet and dry obstacles. So I'm not sure. Like, you might be able to do that actually. It all depends on how it works. Or you can even do the foam. Like, they make a water slide at the end of the foam pit, or the obstacle. So you go down and it's a water slide at the end, and then make that where the foam comes down. Like, you're just adding to it. So this way you can use the word foam with it, and there is foam with it. But they make a wet and dry. I don't know who. I think it is Leisure. I think they make a wet and dry obstacle course too. I don't want to talk about how heavy that thing might get though.
Right.
Like, wet and dry obstacle course just kind of scares me a little bit in my mind. Those things aren't light to begin with. So, when do you think the winter's gonna die down? Think it's gonna be a short winter?
Well, you're a little more dependent. Like, if it starts to warm up, people will be like, "Oh, let's order a bounce house and stuff." The tent parties and stuff are kind of just people just start booking them for middle of May around me. Maybe if it warms up in April, I'll get a few here and there.
Makes sense.
What do you guys think about the extra large pool on the slide from Orange Jump?
From Jump Orange? I love my Jump Orange units. As far as the slide and the pool on the end of it, I'm trying to tell them that I need, like, I'm pretty sure New York State has already passed this law, and they've been talking about it more and more, and I've seen it come up more and more, where like PA, if you have a pool, like you can't, like, you need a lifeguard, or else you can't have a pool, so you can't get yeah. So not dealing with that. I don't want pools anymore. And it's nothing against Jump Orange. As soon as they start making stuff with splash pads, I'm gonna grab some more units from them. But I think Jump Orange units are fantastic. So if you like, you know what I mean? If you like the pools, they definitely are sick. I think bigger pools are nicer because then you actually have, because the thing with the big pools, everybody wants to hang out in the water, but then you got people sliding down and all that stuff. So with the extra pool, you're less likely to get hit because you're not going to be in that like danger zone while you're trying to cool off. So
that seems very dangerous. You guys know I'm not really into bounce houses, but like pool at the bottom of a bounce house just seems dangerous because I've been at parties with bounce houses and slides. Parents don't even pay attention that much. And you got these little kids in a pool and then getting slammed into by other big kids sliding down. When Justin was telling me about splash pad versus pool, I was like, oh yeah, splash pad all the way. Because then you don't even need to like worry about emptying it on pickup. Like,
yeah, that's another reason why. But besides that, I'm pretty sure that New York State's going to crack down, and you're going to see a lot of people selling their stuff out of New York State.
And then if New York State is, maybe a lot of states are going to start saying no more pools unless you have a.
Well, I don't know. It gets weird, man. I don't know.
Right. So if I do get into bounce houses, which I am now considering, and I do slides, I'm not doing a pool. I'm doing splash pad.
You're now considering getting bounce houses?
Yeah. Well, some guy's sending me a free one. I want to try to get free ones from every manufacturer and do a review for people. But I don't know if the manufacturers really want to send one to the tent guy.
Yep, they sent it to me.
Yeah.
I'll do it right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it right. So seriously, we got any questions from anybody? Anybody have any questions for us?
Oh, Travis is on.
What?
Travis is on. I haven't seen Travis in a while. Worksman is Travis.
Okay. Look at Jordan's here too.
No, yeah. No, I haven't drank in a while since IAAPA.
Yeah, the first thing was like, will include seniors frog experience.
Any experience with 20 by 30 cable frames, thinking they'd be just as good as 20 by 20s, but haven't used one. Yeah, I got 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40 cable frames. They're just as easy. They're just as good. You just got to make sure that you bring the right cables because 20 by 30 cross cables are different length because it's two squares next to each other. So it's 20 by 15 instead of 20 by 20 for the square. So the cable is different. What I do is I just have these big totes, the ones that kind of flip down and interlock. And I just have all the frame pieces for 20 by 30 written on there or 20 by 40 written on there. So I got the corner pieces, the T pieces, the cables, the ratchets, the R pins. R pins is what keeps the pole into the corner pieces and stuff. And that way I don't have to remember to bring a cable because the cables and everything for that tent besides the poles are already in that box.
And if you want to take it to a step further, just to foolproof it, because things happen, you spray paint, like color code your cables to the boxes. So this way, you like if anything comes out, you don't know which box. There's multiple boxes on the truck and stuff.
Right. Yeah, you can do that your own. Most companies, like if you buy an Aztec frame tent or a Tent Renter Supply or a Eureka frame tent, they all spray paint. It's like kind of industry standard. The cables and the poles, certain colors. What was it? I think blue is a 20-foot pole. Yep. Green is.
There's small blues and little blues. Blues are also leg poles too.
And then gold is a certain thing. Red's a certain length, and I forget all of them right now. But yeah, it's kind of industry standard, but then some of them don't do it. So yeah, you could always just spray paint your own, like your 15-foot cables for your 20 by 30s are all orange.
Yeah, I just like to write that type of stuff down. They'll most likely come spray painted, but you just write that stuff down and keep it set to the side. So same thing with like different maps and all, like for tent poles and stuff. I just got a whole like A1 tent structures system for West Coast frames, so I'll be doing videos on that probably.
Right.
What you pouring some whiskey over there?
Nah, just the last of my beer. Jay's been busy. Yeah, how'd your season go, Travis? And how's the equipment side going? So Travis has equipment, bounce houses, and party rentals. So he's like in everything. So ARA would actually be good for him because ARA is actually bigger in equipment rentals than it is in like party rentals. Yeah, Travis, you should go to ARA and look at equipment too. Yeah, ARA is interesting because it's just two different worlds, like party rentals.
I keep saying I'm gonna start my own conference, man, because ARA is like tents and freaking tractors and stuff, and like and sky lifts and stuff like that. Excuse me. And then like IAAPA is like carnies and bounce houses and VR and
Water slides and
FECs and water parks and golf courses, and so I'm kind of like they're neat. Like, and then they have Matra, and that's just tents, and that's awesome, just tents.
right.
But then I don't want to do a just bounce house, but there needs to be a just tents and bounce houses, like only party rentals geared towards party rentals. No water parks. Like there needs to be a party rental conference. There's enough money in this industry. We just need to get everybody together.
Right, there's also another one, and this guy's asking about it, the IFAI Tent Expo. It's something to do with the fabrics, vinyl fabrics and stuff industry. Oh, so he was gonna go. So like to me, I don't see like some guy put it really good when I was down at ARA. He said ARA used to be the place to go to find out the things that you didn't know about that you need to be renting out. This year they didn't have much there. It was all the kind of the basics and stuff. There was some cool new stuff. So I don't see like ARA for myself every year going because not that much stuff happens from year to year, but every 2 to 3 years. I kind of pick ARA based on where they're going to be. Who are you talking?
No, I'm looking at my phone.
No. So like ARA next year, or no, 2023, because they're skipping 2022, because they just had it at the end of 2021, is going to be in Orlando, where IAAPA just was. But then the following year, 2024, they're going to be in New Orleans. That's the one I'm going to go to.
He's going next year. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So the New Orleans one. So what's weird about the Vegas one is Vegas is so huge that everyone at ARA just goes out and then like separates. Orlando, it's not like anywhere is like kind of central. Like you kind of go out and separate again. Whereas in New Orleans, there's one street that everyone goes to, so that's like way cooler.
It's kind of how Orlando is too, except for the parks take other people out.
Right. But New Orleans is literally you go to the show and then everyone from that show ends up on the street. So you're going to see everyone from the day. You're going to see them all be embarrassing at night, getting drunk.
Yeah, those things look sick. I talked to Hogan Steak. I have another video with Hogan Steak. So he's on the West Coast and Tent and Tables on the East Coast. So you know what I mean? Get them from. You could probably get cheaper shipping from either one. You know what I mean? When you go, depending on where you're going. So look into that for your. You know what I mean? Where's closer to you, but definitely check out those bounce house steaks. They're like this down. They're like this roundabout. Like.
Right, which is what I don't know. Coming from the tent world, when I see the bounce house steaks that you guys used to be using,
it's crazy, dude. Don't get me started. I use tent steaks for my bounce houses.
Right.
I'm actually going to continue to use them because I talked to somebody who's an ASTM and yeah, I can use tent steaks. They don't know what they're talking about. So right. I might just continue to use tent steaks.
I'll pull up this one that says Ryan, which Joe.
Oh yeah. So all right, I want to say something here. I'm trying to get out of saying which, because I work with a lot of different brands, and I want to start saying like which is better. Like because I'm starting to see there's same products in multiple industries. Just everybody has different ways of going about things to go towards different customers who have different wishes in mind. So I don't think anything's better. It depends on if it's better for that application or not. If it's better for you. So when I say something's better, I'm only talking about me. That's 100% opinionated. And it doesn't really help you unless you're in Buffalo, New York, and my competitor. And you see what I mean? Like that's my opinion. And even if you are in Buffalo, New York, and my competitor, you might have two different business styles. It doesn't work for you. So, but now this is what I have to say about gel blasters. So from a rental application, I think Jelly Ball is the way to go. I think Dirt Gun is better because it looks like it's way more sturdy. But if you don't want to be part of a dealership or use all their branding and everything that, you know what I mean, whatever they have to do, I haven't fully looked into their stuff yet. Then you can buy it just outright and rent it through gel blasters.
Yeah.
And they both basically, but their guns seem like they're just a little bit more flimsy.
So
but in all reality, I haven't had them or used them. I can't tell you that or not. So I did a video with Valtech, who sells gel blaster. That one's out right now.
Right.
But
so gel blaster and jelly ball, different guns. You can only go by what they say, kind of, because I haven't shot the other ones. But jelly ball says they spent a lot of time talking to the Chinese manufacturers, trying to get them to make it so it won't break, because the Chinese manufacturers are used to making Nerf guns that would break so that parents would buy more. And it took them like a year and a half back and forth being like, no, you make it so it lasts for a long time. Gel Blaster says the same thing, that theirs lasts longer than Jelly Ball. So I don't know the answer to that yet. The only thing I do know
I grabbed up on it, and it seemed like it just moved a lot more.
Like it was more
like grab up on that gun. It's got. So I'm just thinking of droppability.
Right. Also,
that's my opinion.
Like the main thing that they were trying to sell, Gel Blaster was saying that the battery is just inside there, whereas Jelly Ball's battery is you have to take it out to charge it. Okay, so that depends on how you want to go. If I have 20 kids playing and one of their batteries dies because an oversight or something, or like just some kid earlier in the day at some other party was just blasting this gun more than any other kids. By the time the third party of the day, I can just grab another little battery because these are tiny that I have pre-charged and replace this. With the Gel Blaster, you got to give them a whole new gun because the battery's not in there. All but also, it's less for you to keep track of. You only got to keep track of a gun, but you need a whole new gun to give them instead of a $10, $20 battery. You got to give them a whole new $80 gun that's charged up. So it just kind of depends. That's the main difference I see between them and who's gonna hold up longer.
Like, how can we do it? We should get them to send us guns and do drop tests and stuff on them.
Right.
Like, I'm down. But yeah, no, I gotta hit up because he's gonna send me some guns too. I'm interested in them for sure. I didn't get to do dude. Jelly Ball's booth was insane at IAAPA. Like I could barely do a video because it was
so busy.
Every time I went past, it was so packed. So was Gel Blasters, and they were in multiple locations. I also did a video with Mega Creations, and dude, you should see that video. He knocked it out of the park, dude. And in all reality too, like that is that thing's no joke. That maze.
Yeah, he's got a cool maze. Although I do think it's too small. Like to have like a bunch of kids fighting each other in there. I would want something.
You gotta buy like 4 of them.
Yeah, but they're like 7,000 a piece or something like that, right? Like I would want it to be 4 times as big as it was. But then I don't know. Little kids, they don't care.
Listen, for a person who manipulates inflatables, it's the perfect size. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I know. I know it's the perfect size for manipulating it, but for an actual like
for a Jelly Ball arena. So he was doing certain things small mazes, which are all that size anyways. And then he was also doing like targets with the IPS system. So you hang the IPS system on 2 separate things and they're just shooting at that. It was never meant for an actual arena for them shooting each other unless they have multiple of them.
The mega guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not meant for like you can use it as like a centerpiece arena where they run in through a little bit, but it's not made specifically for just an arena unless you have probably like at
3 on
least 2 of
3.
them.
I mean, you could do maybe 3 on 3 in there, but you can't do like 10 on 10 in there. It would just be too crowded.
No, you need 4 of them to do like 10 on 10. But then I was to watch the video because it makes it like it's crazy. The shooting gallery game, exactly. Like you can put a whole shooting gallery in there, immersive shooting galleries. You can make it a fun house with clear walls.
Well, I mean, I think he's talking about Jelly Ball's actual shooting gallery.
Huh?
I think he's talking about Jelly Ball's shooting gallery.
Yeah, they had
they
had one in his too.
Yeah.
But Jelly Ball's shooting gallery, exactly. Like I want one of those. I wasn't the biggest fan of the IPS system fully until I saw the shooting stuff. Then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go.
Right.
Both were definitely cool. Yeah, I like the shooting gallery. They should just sell those just in general.
Yeah, so I didn't really push. I just got Jelly Ball at the end of the year, and Nerf we had for longer. I didn't really push any because it was so busy this year doing tents. But come early spring next year, I'm going to push this hard. I'm going to try to get 3 parties a day on Saturday and Sunday at $350 each. So what is that? 350 times 3 times 2, 2,100 a weekend. That I don't run. Someone else completely runs the thing. And I only own 30% of it because I don't do any of the work. Times 23.
That's without the upsells too, because you can upsell more bullets on site and all that stuff too.
Right. So I make $630 a weekend for not doing anything besides putting up the initial investment.
And without upselling.
Right.
Which you could sell your own Jelly Ball T-shirts and stuff like that, and you could sell like, you know what I mean, different things like that. Like you could sell like Jelly Ball specific helmets or something weird. You could probably get into it.
Right.
Like Jelly Ball what's your Jelly Ball Utica?
Yeah.
Jelly Ball.
How long would your parties last?
Isn't it 2 hours?
It's about 2 hours. So the only thing that I can foresee, if you have all online ordering with that, you got to give yourself maybe an hour and a half between each party just to make sure. But the only thing I can see where you might have to call someone and be like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't do your party at this time. We're going to push it an hour, is if they're booking further away from your party that's right before that. That's the only problem I see happening with online booking.
Most likely they have that already set in place for the days too. If you assign it to trucks, most booking systems, they already have that padding in place.
Oh, really? Just even when they're initially setting it up, like 6 months in advance?
If you put it in there and they secure put the down payment, then they're locked in for that day and time. So they're not going to let somebody else put it in for that day and time.
Oh yeah, no, I know that, but I'm talking about.
No, I understand what you're saying. That's your regular hour and a half padding, but it also adds their delivery too.
Oh, okay. So you got an hour and a half padding for setup takedown.
But then, for setup takedown, but then it also adds on the distance too.
From the party that's already booked before
From the parties booked before, yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
When you get in 2 trucks and stuff like that, that's when it gets a little weird though.
Right.
You have to assign them. But when you only have 1 truck, it automatically assigns. It's actually really fluid, which is what you're doing, and you only have 1 guy doing it. When you got multiple crews, it's different.
Does this guy keep calling me Ryan, or is there another Ryan in the group?
No, I think he's saying his name is Ryan.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Exactly, scheduled time. You should look into some booking systems then, Ryan, that actually do it the right way. But it's kind of complicated if you're not doing if you I don't know if you do a lot of automated bookings or not. I haven't talked to Chris either. I don't know if he does a lot of. I think he does some automated booking, but I think he is like phone stuff. I gotta talk to Chris more, man. He's a marketing genius in his own right.
Right. So he's saying he looked into Jelly Ball. I'm not sure if there's enough people. He had water guns. The thing is, with Jelly Ball water guns Nerf, it's not just like you put it out there and they'll come. It's definitely going to spend a lot of time on marketing.
Foam is the same way.
Letting people know it's there. You can't just put it there.
Foam was non-existent in Buffalo. Now everybody knows, like, just from this year, from me going nuts with my foam daddy can all around town, people are like, I want a foam party. What are these foam parties I be hearing about?
Check this out. I got camera glasses for next year, so I can be setting up tents, and it's right from my point of view. Yeah, they're kind of dumb. I mean, they just look like glasses.
They're kind of dumb. Is it clear lens?
Yeah, it is. For when I do it, I actually got these for a different thing because me and my girlfriend do a thrifting channel on eBay. So this is more for being indoors. For outdoors, next summer I may try to replace the glasses with sunglasses.
Get a second pair.
Yeah, they were like $200. I'll just replace the glasses. Yeah,
that's interesting. Let's see here. 45 minutes. Anybody else got any questions before I kill this? We got to get some more information out here. Join the newsletter if you haven't seen it. Like ideas for videos. I want some more ideas for some good videos. I don't like doing the average videos like I've done it. How to roll a bounce house. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that guy all day long. I like to talk about different stuff and be more personable. But I will do those videos too. So if there's if there's some videos you need, let me know. I want to start hit everything. Let's see. The next big thing for foam. Foam is the thing. Foam is in. I'm trying to get foam water slides. All kinds of different foam stuff. Winter tent. You're not going to see us do winter tent videos.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Not doing it.
Not to do it. And why not to do it? And how to tell your I can do videos like that. What to tell your customers.
So I saw this very interesting thing just recently. So if you are going to be doing a winter tent install, the customer thinks it's going to be this great thing. It's going to keep the snow out. It's going to keep the cold out, this and that and that. You have to do your job of managing expectations.
Yeah.
A tent will cover you from the rain, protect you from the wind a little bit. But this person was saying they still consider it an outdoor event. So wind's going to blow. With wind blowing, snow is going to come in. It's just a temporary structure. There's seams places. You can't get it as warm as inside an insulated building. So when people are calling for a winter tent, your most important part of your job is to manage their expectations and tell them it's just a tent. It's still an outdoor event. It's going to provide you some protection, but not that great.
Yeah, I tell everybody, like, if you think this is going to cool it down, it's not. Like, it's not going to slow it down whatsoever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to, or it's not going to heat up the tent. Like, you got 2 degrees, so if it's 30 degrees outside, this heater is not going to really, you know what I mean? You'll have 32 degrees. You're still going to.
No, so they say 20 degrees is the max you're going to get out of a tent heater in good conditions. But you need the appropriate size tent heaters. So 40 by 100, you're going to need 2 tent heaters or more running to get it to go from 30 to 50. you're going to need 6, 7 of them to get above 50. And that's just going to be an insane bill. Like, I don't know. People, you got to manage people's expectations in the winter. That's the most important thing. Even in the summer, when they think like it's this awesome structure that's going to be like they're inside a building, you still got to manage expectations.
Alrighty. So I have a whole bunch of different games I'm getting from Twister Display, and I want to get some from Aquaventronics too. They have some sick ones. They're not but they're quality.
But the axe throwing game.
Yeah, there's gonna be some sick ones. Definitely look into games. I'll have a Twister Display video out and my Aquaventronics video out soon.
Is Twister Display the bounce house company or the inflatable
company?
Okay, who was that company at IAAPA who had the axe throwing and they had a whole bunch of games set up that were inflatable games? They had balls floating on air.
That shoot off. That company. They're old school too. I can't even remember that company's name, man.
They had a lot of. They had like a bunch of games set up.
He's not into like the social media and phone call stuff. He's got a small factory, so he sells out at like an app every year, and just doesn't really take too much orders. I think. From what I was talking to him, he goes to ARA and IAAPA and just doesn't do anything else.
Interesting.
It was weird. Yeah, he's got some nice stuff too. It's interesting.
His axe throwing thing was real nice. Do we get more in the life of during the winter from Adam soon? Sure. Yeah, I can basically fill my whole week and put like life of Adam in the winter or life of a tent guy in the winter. Because honestly, I have no labor employees right now. I've gotten rid of all of them. Everything that I do currently, I handle by myself. There is a few big table and chair orders for colleges and stores where I do get someone to come in. But even then, it's not crazy because I put everything on wheels and just lift gate it down. So yeah, my event rental life is a little different in the winter. It's not crazy, but there's still a lot going on. I'm doing a lot of different stuff.
I don't know if you can see this, but this is the foam slide.
Well, that's a huge that's a big slide.
You see how it works though?
Yeah.
See, the foam doesn't build up, but you still go through it.
Right, it keeps it
slippery. It builds up in the one spot, but you can't. Like, there's no kids going through it.
Right.
That's from Leisure. Wait, there's one of my videos right there. Boom. Actually, that's this video. But yeah, no, definitely check that out. Like foam slides are gonna be in. £60 obstacle course. Any tips for hiring first driver in the spring? Expect to have issues, but can't expand without it. Depends, like if they're doing a truck or a trailer. If it's a truck, you just kind of go with it and just keep reiterating how tall it is. And then if it's a trailer, like you better find somebody with trailer experience if you're starting out. You know what I mean?
Trailers are rough.
So that's kind of how I have to say about that.
So my what was the question? Tips hiring first driver. So all my tips in hiring are kind of useless, but I'll just tell you my hiring. My hiring has always been people I know first, then people they know, then get to know them, then people they know, then get to know them, and then people that they know. That's my entire hiring has been just who do you know? Who can you get in? Da 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 da. Who do you trust? The few times that I have hired off of like Facebook or other places has been a nightmare. Horrible. Ugh. So I try to stick with who do you know? Who do I know?
My one Facebook hiring experience was, well, no, I had some good ones, and then I had just a bad one.
Right.
That's funny. Who do you know? Get into inflatables.
Yes. I am thinking about it. I am. But it's going to be a thing where I do not run. We're going to basically have slides, combos, and maybe one or two regular bounce houses. Basically, everything I heard is like slides do the best in combos. Stay away from just regular bounce houses, I guess.
I would literally have two. I'm selling everything except for two of them. Well, maybe four. Because I do bounce houses. But if I were you, I would have only like two regular ones. And then just all combos.
Right. And then also, okay, I know that the bounce house dudes love the flashy stuff, like palm trees and birds and things that are like blown up on top of the slides and bounce houses. But honestly, I liked the plain, simple ones better. I really don't think the customer notices that much of a difference between the two, just plain ones versus crazy stuff all over. The plain ones are a little lighter. I talked to this guy who's pretty big. He's got a lot of bounce houses, 150 bounce houses and stuff. And he's like, he just likes to buy the plain ones, plain simple. They're lighter, they're cheaper. The flashy stuff, he said, is more for a flexing among bounce house people and your local area competition. But the customer, he believes, and I think he might be right. I may be wrong. That the customer doesn't really know the difference between a plain old 20-foot slide versus one that has palm trees and stuff on it as well. I don't know though. So if I do get into bounce houses, mine are going to be more simple. You got to have regular ones, but definitely not the best renters. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Slides, combos. So that's where I'm going to go.
Brochures. Video brochures. If you can do some video brochures, you'll really get into some crazy corporate places. I got some things coming out. There's
who asked that?
Facebook user.
Yeah, I don't like the Facebook thing. It doesn't tell you who the user is.
It's because of StreamYard. Listen, Facebook does mean things to me and doesn't want to share your information to me. So I don't know what to tell you, but
it's fine. All right. So how do you expand to the next level? If you're it's Bruno. Okay. If you're trying to get into tents or trying to do more tent and corporate stuff, go talk to the event planners, every single one of them in your area. Just show up at their door during business hours with some coffee, maybe some donuts. Probably not some donuts because they're usually ladies and they're going to watch the figure. But anyways, show up with some coffee and just say, hey, this is me. This is what I do. Blah, blah, blah. Event planners do more than just plan weddings. The bigger ones plan everything, corporate events and weddings and birthday parties and all that. So if you're going to get into corporate events, go visit them. If you're on their website and you see that this person literally only does weddings, it's still a nice thing to go and say hi to them and let them know what you do. But they may not do corporate events, but still go say hi. That's basically one of the ways to get into corporate events. The other thing is
corporate stuff too. You can't be like, oh, I got a bounce house. Let me get a corporate event.
Right. You got to have team building things, like interactive things, not just a slide. Like something at a corporate event is an obstacle course or that bungee thing where people race and like pull each other.
If you go globally, you can pay that thing off in 4 or 5 rentals.
Globally?
I meant nationally.
Or regionally?
Nah, he's in Canada. He's definitely going to go nationally. But I don't think there's too many people up in your area with these things.
I mean, all right, so there's a lot of people.
I've seen them go out. They go out. There is upkeep, yearly upkeep on those things too. You got to replace those cables every single year for safety standards. So there's reoccurring costs in those too that people don't think about.
Right. So I mean, they sell a lot of these zip lines. There's a lot of people that have them. So people are paying them off.
Not everybody has them. Only the big boys have them.
Right.
I know of like 5 companies that have them. But I'm sure there's probably like 30 in the U.S.
No,
or more. Probably more. Who knows?
There's way more than that. I mean, I met a guy at the what's the HEC party that one night.
No, I know of 5 of them in my area. Now that
okay. Yeah, he wasn't that big, and he owned rock wall, zip line, trampoline stuff, and he wasn't terribly big at all. He only had like one of each thing and whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting thing.
What does it say?
So this is a common thing. So a lot of people think that the foam parties are more for like bars and raves and things like that. But what these foam companies are doing is this is like more of like a kids party, backyard party.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
mean it's
make more money
both.
with kids though.
Yeah, so don't think of it as you're gonna get a bunch of girls in white t-shirts dancing around a foam at a bar. You're going with your bounce house and other things, cotton candy and popcorn and stuff, and doing a whole backyard party with foam or some sort of like family kind of event where you're shooting foam into the crowd and the kids are all playing in it and stuff.
Oh wow. I can add videos right now. Let me see what I got. I only have old videos. Let's do this one. Let's see if this works. So yeah, foam. You can market to the clubs and all that stuff if you have them in your area. You can only do it in outside areas that have hard surfaces if you do it that way. But you'll make more money saying, "Yo, let all these kids scream and freak out." They already have a foam machine that just went national and viral in like stores right now. So it's like you know what I mean? Like it's marketed towards kids. It's not a 90s thing. But then there's already people that do like this. If you have a raver community or anything like that in your area, Buffalo
Right.
does. People love this stuff, man.
Ryan Price said the moms that are booking foam for their kids did it 20 years ago. So it's the moms who are in the white t-shirts at the foam parties at the bars who are now booking foam parties for their kids.
Exactly. That's funny. Their
Let's
moms
get mom in there.
white t-shirts. You're horrible. I don't know if this is good. Okay, I have this one. It's from when oh wait, it uploaded. Check this out. Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's cool. Another fun for kids.
Right? That was just one of my little ads I made the one day. But I have other stuff too. I can upload all kinds of weird stuff in here. You just want to see? No, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say some wild stuff.
Someone wants to see your fight.
Yeah. I wish I had the video of that, but sadly I don't. So we're not gonna do all that. I'm curious whether I haven't seen these videos like since the beginning of the season, so now I'm uploading them. I'm trying to look at them.
As you're uploading, put this one up. What are your thoughts about rock climbers? And bull rides, good investment or pass? Will it take a while to renew?
You got okay.
Depends.
I'm going to answer this. When you have to get into a certain sales revenue before you start doing that, because this is entirely different insurance. It's just a whole other different ball game. Like you're going to take yourself to a whole other level. So if you don't want to. How do I explain this? You don't want to just jump right into that stuff. This is something you want to branch out into once you already have people asking for stuff. Once you get a bull, you're the same insurance as having a rock wall, and vice versa. So you might as well do it. But me personally, I have a guy that'll do rock walls. So he charges me $150 for I think it's $150 for 4 hours plus.
What?
Yeah.
That's it?
It's 4 hours or 2 hours, and every additional hour is like $50, and I can charge 100.
Wow. So well, he started
Yeah,
from
he's something
150.
ridiculous. I know him from the carny industry, but he already pays for his rock wall and every year, and it's cheap insurance doing it that way. So
How
I
much is
outsource that.
how much is a
But you
rock
can't,
wall?
you know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah,
So
rock walls are crazy. So all these things like that I haven't thought about getting into rock walls, zip lines, trampoline, that trampoline thing where you're in. Um,
inline jumps.
yeah, those are crazy. But corporate events, school events, that'll be cool. Like a smaller scale, like amusement thing. Like around me, we have this thing called field days where there's big rides that come in to raise money for all the volunteer fire departments. Each volunteer fire department throws their own field days. But that's a lot of they got big carny amusement rides. Schools and other things can get these smaller amusement rides. The rock wall, bounce houses, obstacle courses, bull ride, zip lines and stuff, and still raise a lot of money. What? No way, 150? That's LOL trash.
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying. It's ridiculous how much he charges me. But don't tell him that. Here's another phone video. Yeah, that was
looks like someone was breaking the rules.
What?
Looks like someone was breaking the rules and putting foam at the end of the
That's
slide.
before I knew, man. I got
Okay.
educated after that video.
Gotcha.
Water slides and combos and tents are my top renters.
So on my end, it's the big tents. So 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40. Those are going out like every weekend for little parties. And then 40 wides are more popular than 30 wides. So 40 by 60, 40 by 80, 4 by 100, so on. And then all the stuff that goes under it: dance floor, white padded chairs, lights, round tables, sides and lights. I've been selling off the things that are not top renters, things that sit there. Like in my area, Shibari chairs. I had to get rid of them. They were fancy. People would get them every once in a while, but not enough.
Now you got more space in your warehouse, probably too, don't you?
Yeah, I had them in semi trailers, so I freed up a lot of space in the semi trailer that was backed up to a dock. And then I had so many 6-foot round tables. Like, I think I have 86-foot round tables.
You put all the tables in there?
Yeah, there's a few parties I do every year at this big college gym where we do like 86-foot round tables. I only got 65-foot round tables. So I got 86-foot rounds, which barely go out on a week-to-week basis, but they go out for these big events. And we charge a whole lot more for them. But the reason why I keep them is I bought them for $50 a piece from some guy who bought a giant semi-trailer of stuff for one item. And in it was a bunch of round tables.
That's funny.
So I got these really cheap, so I got no reason to really get rid of them. And they go out for this big event, which the tables is cool, but more importantly, it's the number of chairs that go out for it.
Interesting. Alrighty. That's a wrap.
Hold on. I just want to say one more thing. What are your guys' top renters out there? This is not going to work for every area. I've talked to a lot of people, but catering equipment. I make so much money every week on ovens, grills, fridges, plates and dishes, which you don't need to get into those. The caterer can do that or whatever. But the caterer just wants to show up and cook. He doesn't want to set up a kitchen and clean a kitchen. So I make so much money, like I said, on ovens, grills, refrigerators, hot boxes, freezers, an insane amount of money. And then a lot of times I can have the same oven at this one place Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I get to charge for it 3 times, not just once, 3 times because it's 3 different parties. So that doesn't work everywhere. There's not a lot of, some people I talk to say that caterers in their area don't do that. Other people I talk to say, yeah, caterers do the same thing. They just want to show up and cook, have the kitchen already set up for them. So I look into that. Look at you guys working late. Yeah, it's only 10.
Working hard.
Yeah, I had to wake up early-ish this morning to do an interview because my guy I was interviewing for the FEC channel stuff was in the UK. So I was trying to accommodate his time schedule, so I woke up early to do that.
Interesting.
All right, you can end it now.
Adam never wakes up early.
I do in the summer. In the winter, what's the reason? You know?
What's early to you? 9 o'clock?
Yeah, now 8 o'clock is early for me. Right now, 8 to 9 would be early. Our office hours are like, we don't start till 10 now because there's no reason. We're not getting that many phone calls, especially now in December, first half of January, you don't get that many phone calls. Second half of January, February, March, you get a lot of phone calls for tents and weddings. But right now it's slow.
Interesting. All right, I'm killing it. Thank you, everybody, for seeing my podcast. This is the second podcast. We're going to try and do this every single week on Wednesdays. We're going to shoot for 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time next week. It'll be the podcast number 3. Don't know what the topic will be. I'll try and schedule it sooner. Trying to be on top of this brand stuff. Thank you for being part of the community. Tell your friends, invite your friends to this community. Let them grow. Tell people about the newsletter. I'll pop the newsletter up again.
Also, go
text 716-451-2911. Get some deals on party rental stuff.
And if you want to learn about family entertainment centers or out-of-home entertainment, go check out my new Facebook group, FEC Knowledge Sharing. It's not much there yet, but we'll get it there.
And check out the Tent Guys YouTube channel too if you're interested in more tent stuff.
That's right.
He's definitely got a lot more. He's got a lot more information on different business stuff too. His channel's been. How long have you been doing YouTube?
I don't know, 2 years, 2.5.
No, I've been doing it for a year, and I know you were doing it for like 2 or 3 years before you started with me.
No, I think I was only doing it for like a year before I started talking to you.
I think it was like 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know, lost track.
So.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't do pipe and drape or doesn't know how to do pipe and drape or wants to do pipe and drape and doesn't know how to price it, I'm going to have an interview with a big pipe and drape person because honestly, I got a lot of questions about pipe and drape as well. I've only done pipe and drape for weddings, which you price it one way. So we're going to talk about doing pipe and drape for expos, how you price it a different way because you can't price it the same because you would like destroy these people on their budget if you price it the same. So pipe and drape information coming soon.
So, bye-bye.
Bye.